romantic comedies of the 1980s delivered some of the most heartfelt and hilarious moments in cinema history. But let's be real, while everyone talks about When Harry Met Sally and Moonstruck, plenty of other gems have unfairly slipped through the cracks. Today, we're dusting off 10 underrated romantic comedies from the 80s that deserve your attention. Each of these films packs charm, wit, and romance in a way that only the golden age of rom-coms could. So, if you're a true movie lover, buckle up, because we're about to unveil a list full of delightful surprises, quirky characters, and comedic gold. And hey, if you love discovering hidden cinematic treasures, do us a favor, like this video, drop a comment on your favorite underrated rom-com, and don't forget to subscribe for more nostalgia-filled content. Let's dive in. Set in the glorious 1950s, when teen hormones raged, and mischief was the name of the game, literally. This coming-of-age romantic comedy follows Jonathan, a shy high schooler, who gets taken under the wing of his rebellious new neighbor, Jean. Jean is determined to help Jonathan win over the girl of his dreams, Marilyn, in a town where reputation is everything. It's a classic nerd meets popular girl tale, but what makes Mischief stand out is its blend of heartfelt innocence and risque humor. You'll laugh at the awkward encounters, cringe at the growing pains, and, if you've ever been a teenager in love, relate all too well. Think American Pie, but with a vintage twist and a heart of gold. John Cusack's iconic 80s run wouldn't be complete without this madcap romantic comedy. In One Crazy Summer, Cusack plays Hoops McCann, a recent high school graduate and aspiring cartoonist who heads to Nantucket for summer vacation. He quickly finds himself entangled in a love triangle between a free-spirited musician played by Demi Moore and a wealthy snob's spoiled daughter. What follows is a whirlwind of absurd humor, outlandish antics, and underdog triumphs. With surreal animation sequences interwoven into the narrative and a supporting cast including Bobcat Goldthwait in peak chaotic form, this movie is pure mayhem in the best possible way. Think of it as the rom-com cousin of Better Off Dead, a wacky, sun-soaked adventure that refuses to take itself seriously. Long before the sitcom Friends made ensemble hangouts a cultural staple, the Four Seasons crafted a charming and intelligent take on love, marriage, and the evolution of friendships. This sophisticated romantic comedy, starring Alan Alda, who also directed, Carol Burnett, and Rita Moreno, follows three couples who take seasonal vacations together. But when one of the husbands suddenly divorces his wife and brings along a much younger replacement, tension, comedy, and self-reflection ensue. It's a hilarious yet deeply insightful look at middle-aged relationships, loyalty, and the messy nature of human connection. If you enjoy films that mix laughter with genuine emotional depth, this one is an underappreciated treat. Goldie Hawn and Burt Reynolds bring effortless chemistry to this film about a screenwriting duo who have lived happily as an unmarried couple for years. But when they finally decide to tie the knot, they quickly realize that love and legal commitment aren't always the smoothest transition. A sweet love story soon turns into a hilarious dissection of marriage's little inconveniences, from overbearing in-laws to the pressure of living up to expectations. Best Friends excels in its ability to feel both relatable and genuinely funny, with Hawn and Reynolds bouncing off each other with sharp comedic timing. If you've ever wondered if marriage ruins a good relationship, this film offers both laughs and food for thought. Dudley Moore stars as a workaholic TV journalist who, in his desperate attempt to start a family, ends up accidentally impregnating both his wife and his mistress. The result is a double life filled with hilarious deception, nerve-wracking close calls, and one of the most bizarrely endearing predicaments in rom-com history. Moore's signature comedic charm elevates this film from ridiculous to ridiculously entertaining. The best part is that unlike other 80s comedies that might not age well, Micki Maude still holds up in comedic timing and escalating absurdity. John Belushi, in one of his rare romantic roles, plays a gruff Chicago journalist forced to head into the Rockies for an assignment, where he meets an independent, no-nonsense ornithologist played by Blair Brown. At first, the two clash like oil and water, but before long, sparks fly between their polar opposite personalities. A fish-out-of-water story with a beating heart, Continental Divide, showcases a softer, more nuanced side of Belushi while maintaining his signature wit. It's a charming opposites-attract tale with beautiful cinematography and a surprising amount of tenderness. Reincarnation and romance collide in this utterly unique rom-com starring Robert Downey Jr. He plays a man who, after dying in the 60s, is reborn decades later, only to unknowingly fall in love with his former wife's daughter. If that sounds like a convoluted mess, trust me, it's handled with humor and surprising emotional depth. Downey Jr.'s charisma is on full display, making this whimsical film feel fresh and endearing. Add Sybil Shepherd and Ryan O'Neal to the mix, and you have a movie that's weird, wonderful, and unfairly overlooked. Neil Simon's sharp wit shines in this screwball comedy starring Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase. Hawn plays a lawyer married to a successful district attorney, but her life turns upside down when her ex-husband, a wrongly accused man on the run, crashes back into her world. Filled with rapid-fire dialogue, ridiculous misunderstandings, and Chase's signature charm, this movie feels like a throwback to classic Hollywood rom-coms. If you love quick-witted banter and chaotic comedic scenarios, this one is a must-watch. Gene Wilder, Kelly LeBrock, and a comedic midlife crisis. What more could you ask for? The Woman in Red follows a married man who becomes completely infatuated with a stunning woman, leading to a series of disastrous and hilarious attempts to win her over. Wilder also directed and wrote the script, adapting it from the French comedy Pardon Mon Affaire. Co-starring Charles Grodin and Gilda Radner, the film mixes slapstick humor with an oddly relatable exploration of temptation, making for a rom-com that's as funny as it is awkwardly real. A thinking man's sports rom-com, Bull Durham, is as much about baseball as it is about love and life. Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, and Tim Robbins form a love triangle that's funny, steamy, and surprisingly philosophical. Partly based upon director Ron Shelton's experience, the movie depicts the players and fans of the Durham Bulls, a minor league baseball team in Durham, North Carolina. It's the kind of romantic comedy that sticks with you. So, what do you think? Did we miss any hidden gems? Drop your suggestions in the comments, and be sure to check out our movie playlists for more classic film recommendations. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. See you in the next video.
Porter, I'll die out there.
Life is full of little trade-offs.